Hey dolls, welcome back. Today we're talking about microneedling, derma-rolling at home. And when I first picked up my roller, I immediately contacted a girlfriend of mine who's an esthetician here in San Diego. And she walked me through a step-by-step guide on how to do it properly at home because at the time, spas were closed and I typically get the service done there. But now I had an option to do this at home because I've had so many great results from my spa services, and I was really curious if this was something that I would still get benefits from while doing it myself. So I'm going to show you step by step on an entire side of my face in real time how to do it properly. And if this is something that you've been thinking about bringing into your beauty routine, then keep watching. So first things first, be sure to cleanse your face really well and just pat dry. Don't put on any moisturizer or anything like that. Just make sure that you have a full, clean face before you start. All right, this is my derma roller and it is a 0.25 gauge needle. Now, I would never exceed a 0.5 gauge needle for my face. I put on my hyaluronic acid serum all over my face and other areas that I'm going to derma roll. So I do my décolleté, I do my neck area, and I do the back of my hands. For today's video, for time-saving purposes, I'm just gonna do my face area, but that's typically what I do. So I put on my hyaluronic acid and I get my sanitized derma roller, which I've sanitized in alcohol from my last use, and I start the process. So here's the best way to do the microneedling at home. A, we want to avoid tearing the skin. B, we want to be sure that we're not putting too much pressure and creating damage to the skin. And C, you really don't have to do that much work. This actually does the work for you. It's got the needles on there, just roll it on there, you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna do what it needs to do. But what you wanna do is find your specific area that you're going to roll. And I usually start from the bottom of my face and then I work my way up. And the larger areas you want to do in 4 steps. Step 1, you want to roll back and forth. Do not twist, do not turn, don't do anything. Just roll back and forth 10 times. Again, you don't have to press. This is doing the work for me. And when you change directions, you will remove the roller from your face, do not turn, and you will go the opposite way. So here I'm completing an X 10 times. And now I'm ready to move my direction. So I remove the derma roller from my face and I'm going to go up and down, smack in the center of my X. Now I'm going to change direction. I'll remove my derma roller and I'm going to go back and forth to create my cross. Again, you're going in the center of your X and you're going 10 times each section. And sadly I lost count. So I'm gonna go 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm gonna remove it. So I've gone X and across, okay? Now I'm gonna get kind of under the eye, but not too close to the eye. You want to be very careful. And I do this section all the way across. So it looks like this. I go out. So I'm rolling down and out. And I'm going slowly. The last thing you want to do is go too close to your eye. And if you go too fast, it could maneuver upwards. Not only would that be incredibly painful, but I can't imagine that it wouldn't leave a terrible damage that you would have to deal with. So just go slowly. And then again, you want to go the 10 times. Now under this area here and by your eyes, you're not doing the cross and the X, okay? You're just doing the one direction, and that is the slow roll and long out, okay? Now, I've done this area here, and that's done. But now I'm gonna do my lip area and my chin. Again, we're working this way, and then we're working our way up. So on my chin, I go up and down, and I kind of roll it under my chin a little bit. Remove it, slide it over. Ten times. Remove it, slide it over, and now I'll take it a little higher so that it hits this area here. Okay, now I'm going to go across. So you're not making an X here, you're just going up and down and sideways. Remove it, go down. Again, don't let it travel outside of its path. Really, really important. Now I'm going to run the jaw. This is the only way that I'm going to go on the jaw. You're not going to go up and down and cross. We're just doing along the jawline in the one direction. Okay. Now I'm going to get on the upper lip area. And this you could just do up and down in one area. You can slide it over if you want. I have pronounced smile lines. I actually don't mind my smile lines, but I don't want them quite too deep, so I am going to treat that area as well. I'm removing it from my face and sliding over. And then I'll go across. Now, if you're wondering if I got the edge of my lip right here, the answer is yes, I did. In fact, I actually do my lips as well, but I'm really, really careful not to press hard here at all. In fact, I'll even relieve some of the pressure that the needles do all by themselves. But I like the aspect of being able to plump around the edge of my lips, and that avoids the kind of, as they call the smoker's lines. I don't smoke, but those kind of those lines there. So I do my lip, again, very carefully. And the bottom lip. So now we're going to move to the upper of my face, and I usually start about here, and then I will come over to the temple and then go across. So again, staying very careful on your path 10 times. Now, I like to go back and forth here just because it's a small space, but that's okay. It's a little bit thicker there than it is on your forehead, or you definitely wouldn't do it under your eyes, but I do across here. You don't particularly need to do an X, but I do this. Now here's something funny. Maybe it's not so funny, but I typically don't have any eyebrow hair right here. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just years and years of plucking and waxing and going through the thick brow phase and the thin brow phase, and I usually have no hair right here. Only on this eyebrow, sadly. But since I've started derma-rolling my eyebrows, they've actually gotten a little thicker. So I think the stimulation when the collagen is building and going through a healing phase of everything that you've done on your face has actually generated growth in my eyebrows, because now I've been getting a little bit of hair right there. So with that said, I do my eyebrows very slowly, very carefully. Now, we're gonna do the temple area, and when we went this way, I like to kind of continue that up this way into the temple. So again, it looks like I'm twisting. I'm not. I'm following the path of my bone structure, and this is how it's going. Now I can feel that it's staying on its path, that it's not twisting, moving, tearing, scratching in any way. And you just really want to be cognizant of that, because, boy, I can't imagine, you know, twisting and turning and really tearing at your pores and your skin. So please be careful. Now here, I just come down and I go kind of along the hairline here. And I just go up and down. Okay, now you're gonna feel that because it's so thin here. So just heed my warning. All right, now I'm gonna get these lines that are they're pesky, they're right here. And of course we got the 11s here. So I'm going to take my roller and go directly over those lines back and forth. And we're gonna create that cross. And sometimes I just leave my roller and I just turn my head. That might just help you so that you're not changing direction by accident or even slightly with your roller. So if you just kind of place your roller where you want it, and then maybe just use your head as the way of covering space, that's a good way to do it. Now I'm going to go up and down over this area. And I am going to complete with the X. So in the larger areas, I do an X and then a cross. Here I've done the cross. Now I'm going to do the X over the same area. Very slowly. Remove it and then go the other way. And really watch what you're doing in the mirror, just so that, like for instance, I'm doing this path right now and it's kind of maneuvering lower. So I'm removing it from my face and moving it back to the path that it started. So now I have done the entire right side of my face, and now I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did here on this side of my face. When you're done with your Derma-Rolling, be sure that you plop it into your alcohol and let that sit in there while you finish your steps. So the next step that you're going to do, I'm going to apply more hyaluronic acid right over what I just did. Now, I don't rub it in, I pat it in, okay? Just everywhere that you did your Derma-Rolling, just pat in another round of the hyaluronic acid and let that sit and let that dry before you put anything else onto your skin. And you can see that you're going to get a little bit red, and depending on your skin tone and tolerance, just know that it'll go down. You can, once you're dried here, and I like to do this typically before bed, and then I come back in with something that's going to really help me overnight. So it could be my bio oil, I can do a slather, or I could do a really great moisturizer with even more hyaluronic acid. Again, you've done your Derma-Rolling, so you may as well use those products that are going to really benefit, but you'll see a lot of changes. So if you took something away from this video, please hit the like button. That does help my channel grow, and we'll see you next time.